Hello everyone and welcome back to the UK Uni Valorant. I am Rook and I'm joined by Hanno the very first time here. I'm very excited to get into these games today. Who do we have lined up for our matches?
So first of the matches today, I believe we have University of East Anglia against Coventry today. I don't know the team names yet, but these are two big names in the esports scene. We'll be looking to in the UK Uni esports scene. We're looking to hopefully get a nice close game here. Have you met any of the players before, Rook?
I might know when we get on into the actual matches, but I'm not sure which university everyone's from. I kind of seen people here or there in pubs and stuff like that, but it's never been like super important, at least for me. Hopefully, we'll be able to see, as you say, a very close match. But it has sometimes been a bit of a difficulty, hasn't it, when we've come when we've had these show matches?
It has been difficult balancing the teams because so far universities have only limited supply of people to offer, with these beta keys being so hard to acquire for some people, getting really unlucky with all those hours watched. But luckily you can get those keys, I believe, watching the stream. But with the limited numbers available to universities, it's been hard to get teams together. But we're starting to see a lot more universities get into these show matches, which is always nice to see. And hopefully with the tournament coming up soon, those will produce some very interesting games and some balanced ones as well once people start making through the first few group stages.
Yeah, I'm really excited as well to see that big tournament. Don't forget that the signups end in 3 days on the 30th, so don't forget to get together your uni mates and try and sign up for that one. 75 quid for the first place, 25 for that second place, and it should be one hell of a good time, even if you aren't able to really put up those frags like some of these other universities are.
You can have multiple teams per university as well. So even if you know someone else has already put their team in, we can have multiple teams per university. So if you've got some friends, get yourself into the tournament. Chance of winning that £75 for first place. Obviously, there's some strong contenders in there. I believe these two teams will be probably playing in it. So if you watch this, you might be able to garner a little bit of information into how these teams play in when you inevitably come up against them. Maybe you can use that to your advantage.
Indeed, hopefully you can. And I mean, I'm very excited to see how these teams are actually going to come on up as we have dropped into picks now. I'm very excited to see exactly what map we're going to. I'm going to check if we actually have the information. Just give me a sec. We don't have that information yet, but it's going to be Split. Sorry, there we go.
And Split, always a nice map to see.
Really good.
Hopefully we can get a different one in the second game as well. Vary up the maps. Only being 3 in the game so far is a little bit of a stifle on the game's growth, I think. I would love to see a few more maps in the game, but I can't see picks yet. Can you, Rook?
No, I can't see anything as of yet, but there's not too much that you're really going to get to see in the picks anyway. We don't get to see anything until we get properly on into game. But I mean, we're talking about Split here. What are the kind of things we need to focus on when we're going over to Split?
So Split is always an interesting map. I mean, that mid control I think is essential. Oh, and we've got the team picks here. So we've got Sage on both teams, always essential. We've got Phoenix only on the one team. We don't yet know which side is which, but I'm sure we'll find out momentarily. Some interesting comps here. The defending side with a Sova and a Cypher. Now, I don't normally see that on in a Valorant game. You normally only have one of those intel gathering players. What do you think about that decision there to take 2 intelligence-based agents there, Rook?
I mean, I think running both of them is definitely strange, but the kind of operators that they've built around them, they've got a Brimstone, they've got a Breach, they've got a Sage, a lot of utility there to kind of back up where they somewhat lack. I mean, obviously, there's still a little bit of utility on each of those agents, but swapping around can be a little bit difficult. I think it's a little bit of overinvestment, but if they can make that information go really far, then I think it'll pay dividends.
I mean, yeah, saving that. Yeah, if they use the Cypher utility early to get some intel on where the team's going, they can then use that Sova to track them over the duration of the round, which could prove very useful here going into the first round of the game here, pistol round. Oh, we're still waiting. I'm not entirely sure.
I mean, it looks like we're playing. Someone has already gone down. FZZ going down almost instantaneously there. Rekio looking for a little bit of information around B here, but no one pushing up too far to try and avenge their teammate. Instead, playing very far back, and they've already given up a lot of mid control here.
We've got big push up here on B mid. There's only one player holding a tunnel here. He's going to get the full force of the Coventry side. But those shock darts doing work.
That they are. They're going to use the recon dart as well to give a bit of information. They don't know exactly where he is, but he does eat a lot of shots as he tries to retreat here. Good cross held, but unfortunately Somos will be able to deal with that. Maximus will just fall on back, using that cam to spot out a couple of these players.
And that is a great first round. I mean, the intelligence from Sova's arrows and the damage with his shock darts there was great usage of utility in that very first pistol round, where people don't have the same kind of HP that they get in those gun rounds. So those shock darts do a lot more damage when you don't have shields. Proving to be very effective there. That Sova and Cypher combo holding that A mid or A tunnel push there.
Yeah, and that looked like such a good opportunity, honestly, for the attack. They got a pick early on B, and they rotated, got complete mid control, and just failed to make him. The Sova really making usage of the electric arrow.
They had that early pick when they really didn't manage to capitalize on it. But here we've got a slow push towards B long. Will they check for the breach in the left-hand corner here? He's sitting in cubby just outside B main.
He flashed himself out and will get a frag onto both Tastevoid and Polnareff here. That's a big opportunity. He takes down another, tries to finish off a little bit more, but Fizz will go down now. Maximus playing from the back, gets some good shots, takes down two. And right now, the defense looking oh so good.
University of East Anglia really putting out some great individual plays. There's some great teamwork as well and brilliant utility usage. All of the abilities so far used by this team have netted them 1 or 2 kills each. The breach flash into a double kill there, and last round obviously the Sova darts. Just some great usage from these guys, but we'll see if they can keep it up the rest of this game here. Going into I didn't see if the Coventry side had a buy there, but I didn't see if they bought last round actually, but should be a good round with most of East Anglia on the guns they had from last round. Stingers, Spectres, and a couple of, I think a Phantom or a Vandal I did see out on that team there.
Definitely is at least one Phantom, and it's okay to kind of do this, put yourself in this position. However, getting caught out by this Molly will be so bad for Dargon. Takes a lot of damage from that Incendiary, and with the Vandal for Tastevoid and probably a couple other weapons for this attacking side, presumably they saved in that previous round, and that is a good decision to make. Polnareff finds a bit of damage early, but doesn't quite find the frag and takes a lot back for it. This is a big opportunity. We'll be able to heal themselves back on up, and they lose Alfie as they try and push onto that site.
That is a sad loss there for the University of East Anglia. They're going to have to hold off against the full 5-stack of Coventry here. Although the Sova is over towards A, potentially lurking, trying to gather intel, and the Sage might not look behind her. This could be an interesting play from them. Coventry's not making any move to push here, so perhaps East Anglia will check behind them just before Sova catches out this Sage in a tunnel here. Cook is not looking, and he gets taken down, Rakia, with a brilliant pick there. Coventry now knows the A site is perfectly clear, and they're going to rotate on round and get a quick spike plant down, with East Anglia only having 2 players left against the 4 members of Coventry. Difficult retake if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, but they picked up a couple of good rounds here early on. When it came to those buy versus buy rounds, Coventry did exactly explode onto the scene, picking up a couple and really setting themselves ahead, at least early on here. They have the spike down, as you say, 2 versus 4. I think UEA making the right decision here and not really pushing all too far forward.
Yeah, I mean, Coventry with some brilliant pick at the start there, and then the flank through A long was just expert play to really knock out all of East Anglia's defensive capabilities there, and A site just given to Coventry there. But yeah, we're going to get a save out of East Anglia here. They're going to try and keep these 2 rifles into the next round. We'll see how their economy's doing at the start of next round, and be able to gauge if they can actually get a buyout here to combat this first win for Coventry on this 3rd round.
I imagine UEA will be able to pick up a couple of rifles for their team and definitely buy around what they currently have. As you can see, we can see players buying fully on up here. Makes a lot of sense. So
will they be getting an operator though?
Yeah, apparently there will be.
Cook taking the operator out could be really strong on Heaven, on A, and also on B long. I'm not so sure about its use middle, but yes, he's taking it to A ramp here. This could be it's a really strong position. You can hold off almost all A aggression from that one spot, only having to worry about A tunnels, which I'm sure Sova will rotate to watch once they've cleared this A long area.
We do see an early ultimate coming out here from the Brimstone, looking to invest that one and clear out that mid control. And we do see Somos kind of sitting back, not wanting to push all too far forward, while still maintaining some semblance of that mid control. So many smokes and utility being invested into this in the mid game here.
That was a lot of utility used early there. Oh, Darg takes down Soms, and 22 with a trade onto December. So Coventry is not even a trade. Coventry's down 2 men, and East Anglia I don't think he's taken any damage so far.
Yeah, really solid stuff right now is UEA swinging back from that difficult round that they just had. And now, as we were talking about earlier, this mid control has been so key for them, and it's basically meant that Coventry aren't able to do a thing.
Another pick onto Taste the Void. Losing all these players mid and not getting anything for it is going to be very sad for Coventry here. As we said, yeah, mid control is essential on this map. The 2 rotations through B Heaven and A Tunnel, allowing you to strike a pincer on both sides is really strong. Dargon with another pick on Arakia there. Coventry, only 1 man left. Turtle picks up 2, and it's a 1 versus 3 for him. Gonna see where he goes. He has got the spike, and he's heading towards middle here. Breach is flanking around behind him.
Yeah, didn't have that much time. Only 13 seconds on the clock. Has to push on forward. Maximus finishes that one off, and University of Anglia take back control.
That's 3-1 to East Anglia. That's a strong start to this half from them. They've got plenty of money here. Good economy. If they win this one, it'll be absolutely booming. We have Coventry on... they've got money here, but will they decide to get out some expensive operators, perhaps some Odins? I don't know if you watched the games yesterday, but we saw some really nice usage on of the LMGs yesterday, and maybe one of these teams will decide to use those, because especially for wallbangs on some of these corners, they can be really effective. But looks like a save around from Coventry here with mostly pistols, from what I can see.
Indeed. I mean, Odin, very strong, just a little bit expensive, and doesn't buy you too much over a rifle, which is similarly going to deal a lot of damage here. Looks like, as you say, an A push, but OT Cook going to use that slow orb to really cut the pace of the game in half. The barrier even coming up as they might look to try and get this ultimate orb. It's going to be difficult for Coventry to really push on through here, as a lot of utility invested early.
That is a very strong hold on A from Cook there. The operator over the top, the opposition's going to have a really difficult time breaking through that wall with him sitting here. He sees one, doesn't get the pick, but he should see the spike there, because that is Sage peeking with the spike.
Ooh.
2 members of Coventry go down. December gets a trade onto F22. Taste of the Void gets another. It's a 3 versus 3. It is an eco round still for Coventry, though. They haven't managed to recover. There's 1 gun on December. Taste of the Void goes down. It's a 2 versus 3. They're pushing up tunnels here towards middle, and the 2 members of East Anglia rotating off. Sage is going to meet them in middle. Going for the peak. Gets taken down. Both Coventry players here looking towards a B push. Will they check for the breach on site? He's hiding.
They won't.
He's
Dargon
waiting.
holding their position, gets the frag onto December, tries to sprint through the box and finish off the last. Will eventually get it and gets that defuse for their team, picking up some of that ult charge. Though they'd already have a fully charged ultimate for Darg.
That's a nice positioning from Dargon there. The Coventry not checking his spot at all, and he takes down 2 for free there with a spike defuse, making it 4-1 to East Anglia. East Anglia with 4 ultimates here, and only Breach is not going to be able to use his in the next couple of rounds. That Sage ult, obviously very situational, but the Cypher ult, the Breach ult, all of them can be super high impact, you know, by themselves. With, you know, the Sage combos well with that Breach, but Cypher all needs is 1 kill and he can get a huge amount of intel. Sage sitting in spawn there with the spike. We haven't yet seen where Coventry's going to go this round.
Let's see, like, again, contesting for that mid control, but smokes. So many coming off early so that they cannot contest.
Breach pushing in through B long here. Cypher, oh, and the Brimstone ult goes down middle, forcing Coventry to give up what little control they did have. Breach along here, B long, is looking towards Cypher. Maybe we'll get contact there. They spot each other, and F22 takes December down. That is a pick for University of East Anglia there. Cook changing up his spot here, misses the shot, but he'll keep holding the angle here. Plenty of utility left on him. Looks like
He rotates to Heaven here, picks off one, picks off a second. Finally, the barrier orb goes down, but he gets aggressive, takes down Taste the Void, will finally fall to Polnareff Turtle, but that has slowed their approach so much. It means Alfie can make this play, and finally, Dargon will be able to finish that one off. A strong round from UEA.
Another round for UEA, making it 5-1. That hold from Cook was almost looked disastrous, but he managed to get a pick at the end there, which is always nice. That operator not bought in vain. But yeah, all these wall positionings and different setups he's got for this A main hold is always nice to see. And the attackers are never quite sure where to aim to expect him with the vertical positioning he can use with that wall there. Looking like Coventry heading for a B play here, leaving only one towards A. Sage is still in spawn, but they've got 3 players towards B here. One looking good actually here. A nice server arrow there, but it won't really spot anything.
Nowhere to run!
December and the gang waiting for this push, and actually F22 gets the drop into Taste the Void yet again. So many plays being made by this breach, constantly getting these frags, takes down December, looking for a little bit more, backs off, has the cam to try and help them out, and will make that repeat. Doesn't find the 3rd frag, but that's more than enough. Forces out the res from Polnareff Turtle to keep things even.
That's making it a 4v4 here. But UEA with 3 ults to Coventry's 1. But I don't think you can underestimate Phoenix ult. It's incredibly strong for entering a site, which is what they're going to look to do now. 2 players on the UEA side towards B. They know it's going to be a B push here. The Sova has flanked around. He gets picked, though, so now they have no intel on where the Coventry players could be going. But no one holding A here. The Sage is close. She's not looking like she's rotating here. And looks like Coventry might get onto site here. Sage is rotating into Heaven. She's going to spot the players as they walk into this site here. Cook with his operator picks one.
Looking for that little bit more, tries to find that second, but doesn't get it. It's getting flanked from the right here, turns towards it, but doesn't see the shot. Has the backup from their teammates, and unfortunately won't be able to find any more, at least from what it seems, as the rest of the team is setting them up for success. Somos will fall, and UEA with another strong retake.
6-1 for UEA there. Coventry getting the spike down that round, which they haven't done very often so far this game. But they were sort of given the site, and UEA did play for the retake there. Good picks from all of UEA. Cook with a strong AWP play from Heaven there. Again, UEA, they're keeping these ults available for themselves, always outclassing the number that Coventry has here. Coventry with 1 on the Brimstone and 1 on the Cypher. Those don't combo well, unless you get a defending player stuck in an awkward corner. We'll see what they can do with it. Full buy round obviously here for UEA. Coventry not picking up a huge amount here. Just pistols so far, and a ghost on December. Choosing to save their economy here.
Coventry's economy has been completely destroyed, honestly, over the last couple of rounds, as UEA have just found every single frag they need, really shutting them down in that regard. You see a bit of mid-contest here. Taste the Void going down to 1. Sprayed through the smoke there. Big play by Dargon as soon as he caught sight of him. Still, Coventry playing slow, and I think that's definitely the right decision. Play slow, try and get some picks, get a rifle, and do something. But UEA aren't falling.
Open up the sky!
They're not. UEA up 1 man on Coventry, looking to take their 7th round if they can. Again, you look that they're not being aggressive on A this round. After Sova pushed so aggressively into A Suez last round. Oh no, he is going for it. They have a lot of intel here. They know that Coventry is not looking for an A push, although the Sage and the Brimstone are heading down A Suez. They're going to come into contact with Sova here. Sova takes down Turtle, but Somos takes down Sova, and that is A site open for Coventry here. F22 takes down Rakio on B long, and the spike is heading back towards A, it looks like here, with Brimstone at the challenge. Cook on A ramp here.
Smoke's down.
Still, Captain fantastic with that operator, takes down Somos, and now with the Cypher being the only remaining member alive, honestly, if you're the Cypher here, I don't know what you go for. You pick up this right-hand weapon, you back off, but that was beautiful from Cook.
I think that was a blind shot. Cook with through the cage there. It's a good play from him. We've got, again, UEA keeping these ults. They've got 3. And Coventry with just the Cypher ult left. Brimstone not used in these last couple of rounds. They're going to get a buyout after their save last round. We'll see if they can challenge Cook on any of these angles with this operator. Cook looking to hold A ramp again. Spike heading towards B long, but 3 players heading towards A long. We could be seeing a feint here from Coventry's side. Looking like a lot of they're making themselves known A long here.
They will spot up that's over, and they hear the operator shots early on here. The slow orb doesn't manage to hinder Taste the Void. However, that operator shot will. And now with that, OT Cook is pushing impressively into this position. We hear the ultimate come out from Sova here, trying to find something, but won't find these shots early on. Some solid play right now for UEA to shut down the A site, at least initially here.
UEA has been getting the first pick consistently in these rounds. Sova being aggressive here, gets taken down by Rakio. That's probably a mistake there, but he does get the intel that Coventry is still outside A main. Cook looking to hold this, gets a second this round, looking for a third. Gets taken down by Turtle, but Dargon is already in heaven, ready to repel these attackers. Turtle looking into heaven here. Not going to see anything yet, but Brimstone to the back, gets picked by Dargon, Rakio, and the Cypher, the last alive of Coventry here.
Yeah, and with this information, they will be able to find something at the very least, but pushing on in is going to be difficult. We know that the operators are so good at holding positions. Some good spray from Maximus will find 2, and that will finally finish off Coventry.
Coventry goes down again, and that is 8-1 to UEA. UEA making short work of Coventry here. This is not the close game we were hoping for, but it is certainly an exciting one. UEA really varying up their default here every round. It's interesting to see how they hold almost every position on this map so far. They burnt a couple of ults that round, so obviously Coventry is doing better than the previous rounds, managing to burn the Cypher ult and the Sova ult there. Sage with the only ult, but I often find that a Sage keeps her ult for many rounds in a row, especially when you're winning them, because the only time it's really worth using is when you're down a man in a retake, or you happen to get a guy picked and they're safe enough to get a proper revive off.
Yeah, it's really conditional, especially when OT Cook has in this game been the front line of defense for UEA.
Although he has swapped out the operator here for what looks like a Vandal. So we're going to see how much work he can do with this now that he's lost his one-shot kill sniper.
Still has 1-shot kill if he manages to hit that head, but such an interesting angle being held by them right now. F22 goes down as he pushes far too aggressively here early on. We still have the operator in the hands of Rakeo here, sorry, Alfie. But he's been unable to find anything. Will go down to Polnareff, and now OT Cook has to hold.
UEA with only 3 players. They haven't been in this position for a while, but they take down 2. Dargon with a good double pick there. December and Sage in middle here. Not gonna see anything with that Brimstone smoke down. Phoenix rotate. Looks like it's gonna be a bit of middle aggression here with Sage, Phoenix, and Cypher all towards it, though. Spike is heading back towards A. Cook, he's checking out A main. Is he going to hear the Phoenix and the Sage rotating through? Cook with that Vandal takes the Void. Dargon takes down December, and that's a good pick there. Sage, the only one left alive, and UEA takes another round, making it 9-1.
That was some fantastic play. Dargon with a brilliantly timed ultimate will just pick that one on up. And right now, Coventry, well, they're struggling to find their footing.
UEA getting cocky there, losing 2 players to Coventry at the start of that round, but still managing to bring it back without losing another man. Taking out all 5 of Coventry's players with just 3 of theirs. Some good work from UEA here. Some good team play. Some brilliant individual play as well. Multiple times we've seen Dargon or the Brimstone here getting multiple frags in a short space of time. Looking like the aggression here. F22 takes down Somos. Flashes out. Sees, gets 3 with a collateral on Taste the Void and Rakio there. F22, he's looking for more. He's greedy, and he gets taken down by December. Turtle and December in a 2 versus 4 here, trying to get Coventry's second round. Looking like a B-site take, but they're being cautious here. Making a lot of noise though. Cook is gonna head on a rotate towards middle. Gets taken down by Maximus.
Good play here right now. UEA have completely shut down the site. The spike is stuck in the tunnel. And Polnareff is very much aware of this. They're aware someone's going to be coming on the flank. They don't have the timing. And with this operator, pushing is so difficult because it is a very defensive weapon.
And if all of the defenders push him at the same time, he's not going to be able to get multiple frags here. It's very difficult to get multiple players pushing. He gets taken down by Cook there, using that Vandal to great effect, making it 10-1 to UEA. A very strong first half from them. I think they're going to close this round out 11-1. But we'll see what Coventry can do next round on the defending side.
It definitely will be interesting to see, because, I mean, obviously this map is relatively defender-sided, so, I mean, Coventry could find a couple of rounds, but they're really going to have to pull out of the bag to come back and take this.
They really are. They're going to have to get a lot of rounds in a row against UEA here, which is going to be quite difficult from the players we've seen so far from UEA. Going into this last round of the half, we've got quite a bit of middle aggression here from Coventry.
A couple of shots going through here. The flash coming on in. Taste the Void looking for this opportunity. With the Molotov going down, will force him to push. December will be the one to find that one. And Taste the Void using their teammates correctly to pick up that one and gain mid control for the team. A lot of utility going on in here. Trying to push one up. It just can't quite find it. They're going to use that Cypher to get some information.
That information is going to be great use for Coventry there. They've spotted out where both of the B players are holding from. Breach in Belon, but he gets a pick onto Taste the Void there. And another one onto December from Alfiak there. Coventry stuck in this B mid position.
Out of charges.
UEA is surrounding them, and Alfiak takes down Rakeo. 2v4. I don't think Coventry's going to get another round this half. Turtle picks one. 2 versus Cook takes down another. So Coventry with one. Cook takes down the Somos, and that is a decisive half for UEA there, I would say.
Yeah, it certainly has been a bit of a doozy for them, but now with a lessened ability to play with those operators and on the weaker half of the map, I mean, it definitely could be difficult for them. I believe the pistol round was actually the round that they dropped. So, I mean, if you are UEA right now, wait, which side is which? I've gotten confused. Sorry, if you're Coventry, you want to be able to pick up that pistol run and then take that momentum and run away with the game.
If they can pick up the pistol round here, the game is almost certainly theirs. The second round is very hard to pick up as the losing side of the first round, because unlike in games like Counter-Strike or whatever, the attackers don't really get a massive money boost from that first round. So they're going to have a lot of difficulty getting back with an economy, because they'll have very little in the way of any type of guns to purchase there. But going into the pistol round here, UEA looking to feint out with Sage on an aggressive B push here, but the rest of the team is pushing up A main here.
Oh.
Cook gets one onto December there, but gets taken down by Turtle. The rest of UEA is on A site with no congestion at all. Taste the Void gets spotted by the Cypher Trap. Breach takes out another member of Coventry on the defense there, and it looks like UEA are going to have this site themselves. The 3 members of Coventry are rotating around, but I think it's going to be too little too late here. Sage is going to get picked in CT. Breach and Phoenix, the last left alive on their team. They do take down F22. It's making it 2v3. This could be a round for Coventry here if they can manage to get a couple of picks very quickly. It almost takes down, but it's 1 versus 2 here.
I mean, with the Ghost, definitely can find these frags. It's going to be hard. Someone else does drop down, doesn't find it, and Dargon will put their team to match point, and that is such a good position to be in, coming off that very first round.
UEA with a brilliant strategy there, sending their Sage over to B, and when that aggression came out on B and Cook got the initial pick, the Coventry wasn't sure what to do, and they started to fall off A there, and then the quick aggression from the rest of the team, all 4 members, pushing down A main with no utility to stop them because it was the pistol round, and it didn't look like Coventry had much in the way of stopping power on that A ramp there, and they just barreled onto site and took great half-part positions, and Coventry really had no odds to that.
Revealing area.
Well, okay, looking for some of that information, going to try and use this judge for an ambush. And, well, they have read correctly. They are right that East Anglia are going to be pushing on up here, but Case the Void, holding his position. The flash doesn't come in properly. Gets the spray, but doesn't find any frags. It'll be Rakeo to find 1, 2, a little bit more. Does find that third. Make it a little... No? It will still be this final player coming around the corner, and he will finally fall to Dargon. 1 versus 3, but Dargon definitely has been showing up so far this match.
Well, he has got a rifle in his hands here, so he can make almost anything happen. The Bulldog, quite a nice weapon. I don't like the fact that it becomes burst when you ADS, but if you can get the spray without ADSing, it is a very nasty weapon. Very cheap to use as well, with a good amount of stopping power here. But all 3 members of Coventry looking to circle around. Sage pushing through not choosing to go down A sewers there. Dargon looking to push up A ramp. He's going to run into Brimstone, takes him down. Cypher, the only man left on A, with Sage wrapping through A sewers. Dargon, is he going to check the boost spot to his right? Or I think the Cypher is below him.
Indeed, he looks to the right, finds December, and now it is a 1 versus 1. This is a big opportunity. Coventry on their last legs. Dargon gonna get this plant down, and now we do see an attempt made by Polnareff here. He's looking to push on up, but with all the utility that Dargon is able to drop into place, this could be oh so hard. He's moving all the way around to heaven here on a big rotate.
Brilliant play from Dargon here. A massive rotate. Coventry, Turtle is not expecting this here. He knows where the spike is, but he has no idea where Dargon has gone.
Indeed. He's going to try and defuse here. The ultimate comes on out, and that's exactly what he was looking for. The heal will come in from Polnareff Turtle, but it isn't enough to stay the hand of Dargon. UEA will pick that one up 13-1.
That is an impressive scoreline. UEA dominating that game there. Coventry only taking 1 round, which I believe, as you said earlier, was the pistol round. And that was it. Dargon coming out on top of the scoreboard there with, I think, 18 frags, and the rest of his team following suit with a huge number of frags. No one on Coventry managing to make it to double figures, but still, they put up a good fight. They gave it their all. There was a few rounds there they almost got it, especially that last one was very close, but Dargon pulled it out clutch there. So that is UEA beating Coventry there, and I believe we'll be getting an interview with one of the players very shortly.
Yeah, we should be having Dargon coming on in for that interview. And I'm really excited to see, actually, because this player was absolutely fantastic in this game. Really high econ rating as well, proving that they didn't require the operators, like we saw from OT Cook, to really hold down that site.
Yeah, and Dargon is here with us now, although... Yeah. Hello, Dargon.
Hello. Yeah.
So, how did you find that game? It was very one-sided, 13-1. But what did you think going into that game? And then as the game progressed, did Coventry feel like worthy contenders for the victory of that game there?
Well, we've scrimmed Coventry a few times, so we sort of knew what to expect roughly. Each time we've scrimmed them, we've won fairly convincingly. So we sort of knew how their play style is. In previous games, we've played super aggressive against them, and they seem to counter us a lot by just playing really passive. So in our setups, we just knew on their attacking side, they're going to be playing slow, waiting for our pushes. So we're just making sure every push we take is coordinated, and then we don't need to waste early U-turn rushes.
That's really interesting to saying that, because obviously watching the last game, and F22 was making some really, really good pushes. And I know he had some backup. Could you tell me a little bit more about what the kind of idea was there then?
I mean, that's just F22's play style. He's not going to stop. He's just going to run. He's going to tap some heads. He does what he sort of wants. We get the info. We have the heaven rotates in place. If they get the kill, like, I can just smoke off B-holes. Like, they're not running through a smoke onto site. So it's sort of like, even if they do die, they can't really capitalize on it, and we just have the information.
Yeah, and sometimes he just finds like 2 or 3 frags by pushing on up. I saw as well that you have some really interesting, I know obviously you're not the Cypher player, but some really cool Cypher cam spots where you're kind of placing it on top so you could look over the kind of entire B site building, as you're trying to push on in. So I'm really excited to see that. Focusing on kind of character abilities, you had some fantastic ultimates from as Brimstone. And I've actually not seen too many players being able to effectively use that. Do you have any tips for anyone at home?
Generally, Brimstone Ultimate isn't for getting kills. It's just for taking that map control. If they use a low view to a mid, you can ult. You know they got to be pushed far back. You can follow up with smoke, and you just have that map control back instantly. Or there's certain places on the map, like in the event room. If you know they're in there, you can place your ultimate on top because it takes extra long to get out
Mhm.
because of the rope, so it's a confirmed kill. And then also just generally using it on the bomb defuse. That's
Yeah,
sort of
we
a
saw
guaranteed
that.
winner 1v1.
We saw that in the last round there, where you in a 1v1 against Turtle, and you managed to pick him off, taking him down to 30 HP with that ultimate as he went for the spike defuse there. Great individual plays from lots of members of your team, but you clutching the game out there 13-1. Rook, do you have any other questions? I seem to be out.
I mean, so the other thing is, we've seen a couple of teams with kind of a very passive focus towards that A site. Oftentimes, kind of walling it off and just trying to take the ultimate orb and kind of ignoring it. Have you been seeing a lot of teams kind of adapt to that and have a lot of pushes towards the A site? Because you yourselves were looking for that a lot.
Generally, we just have the confidence against them. Like we know that if we push, they're holding an angle, we have a decent chance of still winning that angel. So
Yeah.
I think that's slightly overconfidence. Like we can push A, we know we can take the fights. Say if they get the kills, we'll probably at least trade them one or two of them off, and we have that fast rotate from like we have generally two mid players who can instantly rotate.
We
Uh,
definitely saw that in some of the rounds there. With the you lost two players, I think in the penultimate round or the one before that. You had pushed two players aggressively and lost both of them, and you were down 3-5 against Coventry. But you still managed to pick off their entire team. Even with that aggression, you still won all of the Angels and managed to clutch out that round. But yeah, there's clearly a large skill disparity between both of the teams there. Brilliant play from UEA to win that game.
Yeah. Do you have anything that you really want to plug? Do you have anywhere anyone can find you, Dargon?
Not really.
Okay. There we go.
No, not really.
Anyone you want to shout out?
That's about it. Yeah.
Oh well, thank you for coming, Dargon. Thank you for
All right. Cheers,
giving us your
boys.
time. Thanks for the
Yeah, no
game. It was
worries.
very, very fun to watch. I'm sure
Yeah,
everyone at home enjoyed it as well.
I look forward to playing the university tournament and seeing what other teams can bring.
Yeah, we'll plug that again. Of course, the university tournament coming up soon. You may get your own chance to play against Dargon here if you get into his group. So make sure to apply to that. I think there's, would you say, 3 days still open
Mhm.
of applications for that.
Absolutely.
But yeah.
All right. Well, thank you all very much for watching. We're going to go to a short break now as we prepare for that second game of the day between York and University of West of England. I think that was it. It's
West of England.
UWE.
Yes, that's
Pretty
the
sure
one.
it's West of England. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you in just a bit.
Hey, just need to tell you something that just can't wait. Hey, maybe you'll ride away or maybe you'll stay. But hey, this old guitar and me been thinking for days how to say that our love don't care too much for the unpaid bills on the bedroom floor. Our love lives on cheap wine and singing songs to a wasted sunrise. With you, with you I feel like I am. With you, with you I feel like I am somebody, somebody, somebody. With you I feel like I am somebody.